prospect that I could see working with India's huge iron ore capabilities in the eastern side of your country. But we should all be also looking towards a future of making green steel. And here Australia could be India's partner as well. Our resources of metallurgical coal, metallurgical iron ore are some of the best in the world, and I know that some major Indian companies are already looking at exports of that commodity to India to be able to create a green steel supply chain. But it could be even better, because Australia not only has the necessary iron ore resources, it also has very high capabilities in hydrogen. And so I can see a future where Australian green iron ore is being produced for export to India to help India create green steel here. So whether we are talking about a current world in which coking coal from Australia is a major part of India's industry, whether we are talking about the emerging world where we need to be able to produce coal more sustainably, or whether we are talking about a future world in which green steel will be part of the picture, we think that Australia will be an ideal partner for India, and we certainly want to be in all of those three phases. Let me finally say, like most ambassadors, I talk a lot about cooperation, but I also believe in competition. And over the next 2 months, we are going to see one of the great competitions in global sport. The Border Gavaskar series is beginning this week, and I invite all of you to come to Australia and see some of the test match cricket, the finest in the world, and then come and do some business, which we hope will be valuable for you. I draw your attention, because of the Queenslanders in the audience, to the fact that from the 14th to the 18th of December, the test is on in Brisbane. Great opportunity for you come see some great competition between Australia and India, and look for the cooperation that we can have in the steel sector. I thank you very much.
Your Excellency, on behalf of everyone present, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to you for gracing us with your presence and delivering such a visionary address. Your insights on the complementary economies of Australia and India, as well as your emphasis on the green transition and future of the steel sector, inspire us to strengthen our collaborative efforts. I thank you very much, sir, for your leadership and foresight in shaping this crucial dialogue. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to request His Excellency to please help us release the knowledge report for the second edition of the Coking Coal Summit. I'm going to request you, Your Excellency, to please do the honors and unveil the knowledge report. Besides him, of course, I'm going to request all our eminent dignitaries gracing this stage to also please join him. And ladies and gentlemen, as of now, ladies and gentlemen, may we have a round of applause for our dignitaries as they release the knowledge report for the second edition of the Coking Coal Summit. Thank you very much. The Australian High Commissioner to India, thank you once again, sir. We cannot thank you enough. And now we request the eminent dignitaries to please step ahead of the dais for the group photo opportunity. Honorable dignitaries, before you leave, Mr. Sahai, would you like to close the inaugural ceremony just by saying a few words?
Right, and so was the case of Mr. Naveen Jindal. Weather is bad in Delhi, you know. I'm so grateful to His Excellency, Mr. Philip Green, Australian High Commissioner to India, for highlighting the importance of Indian industries' collaboration with Australian met coal miners and for the valued partnership. It was truly inspiring, and we are very grateful to you for having made your time. The presence of all the dignitaries on the dais has added immense value to this summit. We express our deepest appreciation to Shri Amrendu Prakash, Chairman SAIL, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Director JSP, former Secretary Steel, Mr. Arun Maheshwari, Director JSW, Mr. Chanakya Chaudhary, Vice President Tara Steel, Mr. Naginder Nath Sinha, who graced this occasion, former Secretary Steel, and officials from various ministries and our other colleagues. Thank you all for making it.
We believe that we are likely to enter a growth phase in global net coal exports, and I will speak more on this in the next section of my presentation. The major supplying countries and the very high share of Australia in total met coal exports. Until a few years ago, Australia's share was much higher at about 55 to 60%. This will be the main drivers of this growth. However, at the same time, we see investments in coal facing growing difficulties due mainly to increasing decarbonization pressures. What difficulties we are seeing? Firstly, growing constraints on availability of finance, as banks have increasingly sought to move away from funding coal investments. Initially, banks focused on thermal coal, but we see a growing number of banks moving away from met coal too. HSBC, Societe Generale, BNP Paribas and Caixa Bank have all set policies to rule out financing for new met coal mines and expansion and investments for coal miners. It goes without saying that shareholder and community pressure on coal miners will keep on growing. And lastly, we also see regulatory changes, reforms in tax and ESG criteria adding to cost and uncertainty for met coal mining. For example, Queensland government nearly tripled top-end royalties in 2022. Permitting is another strong headwind faced by new coal investments. Industry observers argue that the rule of thumb for mining approvals in Australia used to be 2 years.